Good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's Amy McGrew here, and I am going to create something really fun with you today. It's a technique that I learned way back in my early days when I first became a close to my heart. We were known as dots demonstrators back then. But this stamp set, Simple Leaves, it's a stamp and thin cut set. It's found in our retired book, the July, August, and September book, but this stamp and thin cut is still available. Now, I just returned home from 2 wonderful weeks up in Connecticut where I grew up. My youngest daughter is living up there now, and I got to experience a New England fall. And boy, did I forget how beautiful that was. And so I have some pictures and I wanted to recreate all the beautiful foliage that I saw while I was visiting my daughter and my parents. So here is the stamp set. It does come with thin cuts if you have a die cut machine, and the thin cuts is really what makes this set, because you can see you've got your solid stamps, but then all the thin cuts have the detail with the veins and the leaves and whatnot in there. This set is still available. So what I am going to do is actually create my own ink pad. It's called a Puddle pad. So I just got some very inexpensive baby wipes at the store, and I'm going to pull one out. And then I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to fold it back again. So I'm going to fold it in half like this. Oops, try and get this even. And then we'll fold it in half again. And then I'm going to put it on a block. This is a 4x4 block. And I am working on my all-purpose mat. I'm just going to dry this off. And what we're going to do is create our own ink pad. So I've got a variety of re-inkers here. And we're going to start with the shortbread. And I'm just going to put a few dots on my baby wipe. So there is the shortbread. Then we'll move to our Sundance. And I know this doesn't look like much right now, but oh boy, is this fun. And the whole premise around this is the colors are going to blend together, and we might have to re-ink our pad again as we continue stamping. We'll just have to wait and see once we stamp. But it's really fun because every image is going to be organic. You're never going to get the same thing twice. And you don't need a lot of re-inker. Your re-inkers are going to last quite a while. So there is our Puddle pad, and I do have some paper here, and I went ahead and put the large maple leaf on a block. And what I am going to do is just stamp this directly down onto my baby wipe, our Puddle pad that we made. You don't want to do that twist, stamp method that we learned in Stamp Class 101, because if you do that, all the colors are going to blend together and it's going to just look like a muddy mess. So let's just see what we come up with. And the more you stamp, the more blending you're going to get. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. I don't think I'm going to make any changes quite yet. So let's go ahead and try this again. It's really hard for me to not twist, especially with such a large, solid ink pad or ink image, stamp image. Now you, of course, are going to want these to dry before you cut them out. And I did go ahead and do some leaves already. You know what we're going to do? Add a little bit more. I want a little bit more of that nectarine, make it a little bit more brighter. But I did go ahead and cut some leaves that were dry just to save time today so that we can go ahead and create our project. So I'll just do one more of the large. Pretty, pretty. The leaves were, I mean, everywhere you looked when I was up in Connecticut was bright orange and yellow and red. And oh, it was just so good for your mental health. I love living here in Charleston, but I really do miss the seasons. I love winter, I love autumn, I love spring, and I love summer. And living here in Charleston in the spring and the summer is fantastic. There's no other place I'd rather be. But autumn and winter are kind of hard for me. And it was just really, really fun to, I didn't realize how much I took for granted the seasons when I lived up in Connecticut. All right, so there are some fun leaves, and you can see they're all different, and I love it. And these leaves look exactly the way it looked in Connecticut. So what I then did is I took my thin cuts and I ran the veins for the large maple leaf and ran the veins for the small maple leaf through my die cut machine. And I used glitter paper, so I used a variety. I used some gold and I used some mocha, and then I used some melon. So you can see how these just fit right on top of the leaf to make it look more lifelike. So there is the melon, and here is the gold. Make sure I'm in the camera. But what I really liked was the mocha. So there is a mocha one. So let me move my ink pad that we made, and I'll show you the leaves that I already did. And these are dry. Here's one with the gold, and there's one with the melon. So all kinds of fun things. And imagine using different colors. You could do re-inkers, and you could do purples and reds. Would be really fun. All different things. I'm excited to do this technique with one of the Christmas trees that are in the current idea book in a variety of green. So there are my leaves. And now let's go ahead and create a layout. So let me move this out of the way. And I have some photos. So here's my mom and my dad and I, and you can see the yellow in the background. And these pictures don't even do justice with how pretty it was. And then here is a picture of my childhood home. A fun fact, my parents moved into this house on February 10th, 1968, and I was born on February 27th, 1968. They still live there. And another fun fact, I have woken up in this house every single Christmas morning of my entire life, and the same as my kids. So a little fun fact. Now, you can even see a difference. This picture was taken the day after I arrived in Connecticut, and this picture was taken 2 weeks later, the day before I left. So you can see how much the leaves changed in a matter of 2 weeks. So then what I did is I needed some inspiration for what layout to create with these pages, with these pictures and my leaves. And I don't know why I wanted to do an 8.5 by 11. So we have our Love of Color books. This is volume 1, and then we have volume 2 I have in here as well. And I found this layout, and I just went through the book, and I wasn't looking for color combinations. I was looking for 8.5 by 11 pages, because I very rarely do 8.5 by 11. And I liked this pattern because it was a vertical and then a 3x4 horizontal. So what I did is I used that as my inspiration, and I have pre-cut some papers to build this page up. So let me get my cardstocks and move this stuff out of the way. Try to keep everything all organized. And I am working with a shortbread base, and then I'm gonna put the cinnamon cardstock on top. I haven't used cinnamon in a long time, and I had quite a bit of it, and I thought it would go perfect with these pictures. So I should probably move the camera up a little bit more so you can see the full layout. Let me see. Let me hear this down, and then we'll see if I can move the camera up a little bit. You might see a little bit of my mess, but that's what my studio is for, is to work in and create messes in, right? So let me just see if I can move this up just a little bit. This phone stand is kind of temperamental. Okay, so there is our base. And then I got a piece of Sundance that we will put down. And I am just eyeballing this. And actually, before we put that down, I'm looking at the picture in the book. And in the picture, I don't have this mat. So I'm going to put my strips down and then my photo mat. So we'll put another strip of our shortbread. And at first I thought I was going to do some tone-on-tone stamping, but then I decided not to because I didn't want to take away from the fall leaves. This zip strip is a scrap I have from the Crisp Air collection. And I am just going to trim this. Let me get my scissors. So the color book is a great resource when you're looking for color combinations as well as project ideas. So there's that. And then this is another strip. It's actually a border sticker from that Crisp Air collection. And it was 1/2 inch wide, and I just cut it in half to make it 1/4 inch. I just wanted to bring some blue into the layout. Okay, and then we will trim that. So there's that. And now we can put our photo mat down. So, and this is a piece of Sundance. And then we will add this piece, which is another piece of cinnamon. And of course, I am using my favorite close to my heart adhesive. I love that adhesive, like I always say, because it grants us a little bit of grace when we use it and we stick something down, if it's crooked or we don't like the way it looks, we can peel it back up without damaging our project. And it works great on photographs as well. Okay, so there's that, and then we'll put the house down like that. I love how those colors look. And now let's add some of these leaves. So I was thinking of maybe just putting these leaves, sticking them underneath, maybe like that. And like that, and maybe put this one on top, like that. Don't these leaves look really lifelike? I love that. So I like how that looks. So let's go ahead and do this. But this technique, this puddle pad technique, is a technique that I learned. It's one of the first techniques I learned when I started stamping. And I haven't used it in quite some time. And I just thought it would be perfect to recreate the New England autumn that I got to experience last week. And it's fast and it's easy, and it's a great technique to use to get that different look. And like I mentioned, I think it will be fun. I'm excited to try it with one of the Christmas tree stamps in our new October through December book. And you saw how quick and easy it is. And what's neat is it's like magic. You never know what you're going to get. And each time you stamp an image, it's going to be different. And that's just like leaves. There's no two leaves that are alike. So you saw I added some foam tape to the smaller leaf. And I really like how that looks. So then I just took another piece of the scrap from that green zip strip, and I dovetailed the two ends and to recreate this right here. So we'll go ahead and put that down, and I'm going to adhere that right to my paper, or to my photo, like that. And then I have another little strip of that border sticker from the Crisp Air sticker sheet. And I'm going to use my scissors to find the backing. Yeah. Another thing I could do is just add adhesive. There we go. And I'm just going to stick this right in the center. Make sure I get it even. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put it down here. No, I like it in the center. That's kind of crooked, so let's try this again. It's hard to do this looking through the camera. There we go. And then I found in my embellishment pack, this is from the Flower Shop, the embellishment pack from the Flower Shop. And I found this white acrylic circle that says, "Love this." And I'm going to put this right here like that, and I think that will be perfect. I did a YouTube video, I think, a while back on the photo organizer, the new photo organizer that is in the Core Idea book that launched on September 1st. I have my book here. Let me see if I can find it really quick. But I showed how I use, yeah, it's right here. Here's the photo organizer. So you get this nice big box, and then within the box you get 16 of these little containers that fit in the box. And so it's great for storing photos. It fits up to 100 4x6 photos in one of these boxes. But I'm also using another one for all of my embellishments. So when I was going through my embellishments trying to find the perfect piece for this project, it was so easy because I could just pull these out and sort through them. So I really love these. My daughter and several of her teachers, her co-workers at school, they have purchased the boxes to put their centers in. They love their centers. And I have my empty glue. So let me get my good glue. I don't know where my good glue is. That one's empty. So let me just go ahead and use my adhesive for this. I do sometimes use my close to my heart adhesive to adhere my embellishments, and I think this will work just fine. So there we've got the love this. And now to do my journaling close to my heart, another product that close to my heart introduced to us in the new idea book that launched on August 1st were the journaling strip stickers. And I had the page marked, and then here it is right here. So on page 66, here are the journaling stickers. And what I thought I would do is do my journaling on those stickers and then trim them to the appropriate size, and then I can stick them right down here. So I will do that off camera, and I will be sure to post this completed layout on my Facebook page and on Instagram so that you can see the finished product. But I love how it came out, and I love that I'm able to document a fun stay I had in New England, and doing that puddle pad is just really, really fun. Another unique way to use your stamps and get creative. I hope you'll give it a try. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.